All right, guys, so I watched Fallout Season 2, Episode 4, and this was definitely the best episode of the season. I've been enjoying the show up until now, but there's no doubt that it's kind of been spinning its wheels in some senses. But I feel like in this episode, we got some really interesting developments in almost all of the different storylines, so let's get into it. So we continue to get flashbacks into the ghoul's backstory, and I will admit, I am kind of confused because I would have thought that the monsters wouldn't have been alive and about until after the nuclear fallout, right? And the nuclear fallout would have mutated these monsters into existence. But it seems like there were creatures even before the nuclear fallout when the ghoul was just serving in the army. Am I understanding that correctly? We also see definitely the most interesting development in the Maximus storyline because he's essentially incited war amongst the Brotherhood of Steel and the Commonwealth and all that jazz. We also see him really gaining some balls and being proactive when he realizes what's happened here, and he's decided that he's going to save this guy, he's going to save the kids, and he comes up with the plan for him to kill his leader. I really liked what they're doing with Maximus in this episode, and I really like the way that they've positioned him for the future of the show. Funnily enough, the modern day storyline of Lucy and the Ghoul is probably the weakest part of this episode, just because it's basically just, oh, Lucy, she's addicted to drugs now, and she's going to kill a bunch of ghouls. And it was just kind of I'm honestly at this point more interested in what's going on with her brother, and what's going on with Maximus, and what's going on in Vault 32 and 33. Don't get me wrong, I have absolutely no problem watching Ella Purnell do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I was sitting there going ugh, I can't believe I have to watch more of Lucy and the Ghoul interact. But it was the weakest part of the episode. And, it is also just kind of a predictable dynamic where it's yeah, we know we're seeing Lucy become more and more aggressive. She's going to go down a dark path. And then at the end, she's probably going to decide to not kill her dad. And she's going to retain her humanity. I feel like we all know where this storyline is going. I will say the most interesting part with Lucy and the Ghoul was when she was killing all the other ghouls. And she said, I mean, they're just ghouls, so who cares if I kill them? I really like that moment where they cut to Walton Goggins, and he looks genuinely hurt by that statement. So I wonder if there is going to be some more sprouting out about that, and we're going to see more of the ghoul's more sensitive side in modern day versus the past. I'm also very curious to see what's going to happen with Rico from Hannah Montana, and it seems like the guy that he's talking to here is going to call his bluff at some point. I think he knows he's full of it because he's aware of what the ultimate plan is supposed to be. So Rico from Hannah Montana doesn't know what the plan is supposed to be. So you just know there's going to be a mutiny at some point. And I'm very curious to see where that's all going to end up. Although they have positioned this character to be smart. So I assume that he is going to figure out his way around all of this. And I do think that he's essentially going to start his own faction in the world of Fallout with all of these characters. We also see the leaders of Vaults 32 and 33 arguing, and they basically reveal that these two characters were cryogenically frozen. So these two characters were alive before the nuclear fallout, which I think is very fascinating to understand that. And it does actually track with the way that these characters have been characterized, because they're nowhere near as aloof and almost brainwashed as the rest of the Vault Dwellers. So yeah, it's very interesting to see where this all ends up, because the fat guy with the glasses, he was listening in on the conversation. So are we going to see the Vault Dwellers of Vault 33 sort of do a mutiny against the blonde lady and learn about the grander storyline and plan and all of that? I would assume that by the end of this season, the two vaults are going to be more aware of what's going on, and they're going to sort of create their own new society. But yeah, dude, it was a really good episode. I'm definitely now the most intrigued in the storylines, as I have been throughout the entire season. I feel like things are really developing well, and hopefully they can keep up this momentum throughout the rest of the season. I feel kind of antsy. I'm I really want to watch the next episode, and hopefully I remain feeling that way for the rest of this. But anyways, what did you think about episode 4? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, like the video, subscribe, do all the things that YouTubers tell you to do, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.